Hello all, welcome back to my channel. In case you're visiting for the first time, this is a channel where I aim to do a couple of things. One, share a lot of research, insights and trends into the real estate residential market of Hyderabad. And second, hopefully consult and make your home buying process a lot more smoother, research and insights based. In the first video, we touched upon some of the macro trends in terms of where the growth opportunities for Hyderabad are, where are the builders moving, where are some of the 3-4 BHK projects coming up, and also the villa segments. Now in this video, what we will do is just quickly touch upon two things. One, some of the most recent research that has come out, that's been published. And second, look at a micro market in Hyderabad and see a list of projects that you can potentially consider. Alright, in terms of the first thing that we will look at is, as you can see on the screen, a lot of the demand for residential is directly impacted by the population growth, number of people coming down from other cities, and as a result, it's very important to look at the commercial market trends. Is the office rate absorption increasing? Are we seeing more people come down? Right? And hence we'll just look at a couple of data points to help you understand what's happening in Hyderabad. So what you're looking at is commercial market, which is let's say the fancy buildings that we see in Hitech City or Knowledge Park, Gachibowli. What is the absorption rate? And what are the supply demand dynamics in Hyderabad? Now pre-COVID, we can clearly see that the supply and demand dynamics were quite in sync, which is, there were a few deviations here and there, but pre-COVID, we largely saw that the demand and supply were in a reasonable equation. And come COVID in 2020, we saw that the supply massively increased. Similar is the case for 2021, 2022, where the supply massively outstripped the demand. And in 2023 was the only year where the demand was actually stronger than supply. Now, there are a few inferences that we can make of this. The first thing is, pre-COVID, we saw that the absorption or the demand for commercial real estate went for 6 million to 10 million in 2 years, whereas post-COVID, that growth is slower. But the good news is it's linear upward projection where absorption is increasing year on year, which means that new offices are getting absorbed, they're getting filled. In a second, we'll look at what that is looking like. But it is a lot slower than what it was pre-COVID. And also there is a lot of inventory out there from a supply perspective that was built. There's a built up inventory over the last 2 to 3 years, which will eventually, if the demand trends continue, will be occupied. So in a nutshell, what we're seeing is the good news is that demand for office spaces is sustaining, although it's not similar to pre-COVID. And there is enough supply, which means that the growth will be much slower than pre-COVID. Now, what are the kind of spaces that are getting filled and where are they happening? If you look at the kind of companies that are occupying some of these real estate offices are broadly spread across IT and pharma industries, which are some of the leading industries in Hyderabad, and they're predominantly coming up in the western part of the city, Hitech City, Kondapur, Madhapur, predominantly, right? So this is who is occupying these buildings, at least as of H2 2023. These are net new occupations. And lastly, let's also look at the bright side in terms of residential property demand. We're looking at a slightly different time frame here. We're looking at Feb 2024. The growth in sales, or the absolute number of units that got registered in Feb 2024 versus 2023. The headline is it's strong. It's really strong, growing at 21%, especially off the back of, a pretty strong year last year as well. Goes to show that the residential market is in full swing. And not only that, people are trading upwards because most of them are actually buying higher ticket sized items because the absolute volume grew by 21%, whereas the sales value or the revenue stood at 42%, right? So just a quick summary: slower growth in terms of absorption of office as expected, but linearly it's increasing. So take confidence that yes, people are going back to offices, although at a much slower pace. And most of it is coming in the western part of Hyderabad, and the residential demand is rock solid despite a lot of the headwinds that we've seen, be it interest rates, inflation, change of government, change of policies. Irrespective of all of that, we've seen that the demand has picked up. All right. With that, we'll just quickly go into what's happening in a micro market, or at least let's explore one micro market in Hyderabad. This is this is the neighborhood that is closest to Madhapur, Hitech City, Jubilee Hills. So for anybody who believes that they want to live in a 5 to 10 minute drive away from these commercial hubs of Hyderabad, you can consider a property in these locations. If you, I mean, it's more so for these locations, but obviously there are a lot of projects. If you want to stay closer to Gachibowli, I think there are other options that are available. But for this video, let's just stick to a few projects that are coming up in slightly northern part of Hitech City. All right. If you remember, I think what we were looking at was 3 BHKs, 4 BHKs and villa projects. The blue pins are 3 BHKs, the purple pins are 4 BHKs, and then the brown pin is the villa project. All right. So what are the options? So here near the Green Hills Road, which is a bit of a drive, about 5 to 10 minutes drive away from Madhapur, the 100 feet road, you have quite a few projects that are coming up, especially across this ideal access road. Lake facing projects are available. You have a villa project by Honor, and then you also have another apartment project by Honor, and then Cyber City has a bunch of projects here, and Vasavi has one project here. This area, or broadly, we'd be looking at a price segment of 10,000 per SFT. So you can consider, based on the size of the apartment, it will at least be close to 1.5 crores, right? So these are the few options: Green Hills Road and Ideal Access Road. These are well-established roads already, and you can consider a project along this side. The other options coming slightly to the left would be more closer to the Forum Mall, where you have a couple of projects by Auro Reality, one a premium 3 BHK and a 4 BHK project. And then Indus One City is also something that you can consider. This is a ready to move. I think they've almost issued OC about a year ago. And then slightly to the left, you also have the interesting project from MyScape called Sanctuary. Again, exclusive 3 BHK community right behind the Hitech's exhibition center. Right, so you have these projects along the KPHP Housing Board Road. Now let's explore one last micro market before we close. These are again more premium projects, I would say, where the price would anywhere be close to 11,000 per square feet. So you have Prestige Ivy League, which is a relatively older project, and you have Jayberry Trendset Elevate, which has a combination of 3 BHK and 4 BHKs and more spacious, I would say. And then you also have Vasavi Skyla here along this road, where it leads up to the Hitech's road, and there are quite a few projects coming along this side of the town. So yes, these are the 3 projects that are relatively closer to Gachibowli Miapur Road. Easy access to Hitech City, easy access to Gachibowli, and quite nearby some of the malls, the renowned malls that we have. And lastly, right next to the shared capital city, we have City Mall, or we have a couple of projects, one by Boleni Bayon. They have 2, 3 and 4 BHKs, and also an unannounced project at this point by Cyber City, which is called Trevita, right? All right, so hopefully we've covered quite a bit of ground there. We've looked at the Green Hills Ideal Access Road, KPHP Road, and also the Gachibowli Miapur Road, and hopefully you can understand some of the pros and cons. The headline is obviously these are very, very safe bets. You're investing or buying a property where there is existing infrastructure, there are malls, hospitals nearby, and these are all safe bets that you can take. And if you're looking for a property in this particular neighborhood, be ready to shell out at least 10 to 11,000 per square feet. All right, with that we'll wrap and hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day, everyone.